Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back for the hashtag 50 Stack Challenge 6. This is clearly the 6th one of these 25-week prompt assignment challenges. So each week I draw 2 prompts out of my bag, and then the idea is to make one piece of ephemera for each of the prompts. However, you can make whatever you like. Nancy Piter is doing collage. Sue on Instagram is doing Procreate. So you can make whatever you want using the prompts. It doesn't matter to me. It's just that's how it was originally. I originally came up with it. So we're down to the last week of number 6. When I get back, it'll probably be September. I'm going to start another 50 stack challenge, and I don't know what yet. It'll probably be another random one. We may do, I may do things for Christmas. Like I might make things based on the prompts for Christmas. However, I'm going to try to make the prompts neutral enough that if you don't celebrate Christmas, you can make something else entirely. But I think I might do that. I haven't done that in a while, so I haven't totally decided yet. I have no idea what the prompts are going to be either. But anyway, that's just kind of what I have rolling around in my brain at the moment. So we're down to the last 2. Oh, I will give you an example just so you know how this all works if you're new. So number 47 last week was postcard. So in my this little journal that I will finish eventually, I used one of the Tim Holtz postcards and I tore it and I collaged on it. I left this little birdie a tuck spot, so I have this little tiny Tim Holtz book in there. And then this is a vintage bridal shower card, and you know, you could cover in here so you can write on it or whatever, but it's kind of just fun. And then this is one of my paint chips that I shrunk down to make into a tiny tag to go in there. So that was what I did for postcard. And sometimes I use the pieces for a journal I'm working on, and sometimes I save them for, you know, something else that I'll do later. Then 48 was junk mail. And that is going in this grungy, Halloween-y type journal. So my junk mail was this junk mail envelope that I, you know, turned inside out so that you could see the security, I don't know what you call that, design or whatever on there. And then I've also since then made a tag. I haven't stitched around it or anything, but there's a tag that goes in the skinny pocket here. And then a journaling card for that little bit larger pocket, but you could definitely still put other things in there. So, and then that's a whole page on its own. So that's what we have. That's the calendar journal that I'm working on as well, and we will also get back to that. But let's do 49 and 50. So 49 is music. Number 49 is music. So you can just use some music paper, or you could even use like song lyrics or, you know, something like that. Whatever, however you want to interpret it is just fine. And then 50 will be rip. So rip something and put it on a tag or whatever. You can use any base that you want. And yeah, I know if you're just now watching me, this is the end of it. But like I said, in September, whatever the first Monday in September, I will try to have it all ready to go by then. We'll start hashtag 50 stack challenge 7. So that way, you know, you can kind of prepare and make sure you watch and figure out what the prompts are. But you can also, in the meantime, either catch up on this one or just jump in whatever weeks. I have a whole playlist of 50 stack challenges. You could go watch some of those and, you know, make a few based on the prompts. It's not like you have to go week by week. You can jump in at any time and, you know, grab some prompts and make something. So I'm going to get some things together and I will be right back. Okay, hello, I am back. So I may have bitten off more than I can chew with this, but we'll just see how long it takes me. I want this piece of HelloFresh bag that I have. It's just, you know, a regular paper bag. I'm going to connect it onto this set of flaps, and I don't think I'm going to be able to like actually put it on there because it's not it's shorter. So we'll just glue it on like this and glue it closed and all that. And then it'll just be kind of a fun pocket for things. But I think I'll just work on it separately for now. We're going to put that music on there because that's what 49 was music. So we're going to use that for music. All righty, so that is where we're starting for our calendar journal there. I keep thinking of things that will work in these journals. I don't have anything for the other one. We're just gonna work on this one with these 2 prompts. But of course, if you are not into the Halloween thing, you can just, you know, do it in your style. You know, it doesn't have to be anything remotely like what I'm doing. You can use any base. You can use any type of music. I happen to have this old piece of sheet music that is The Witch's Flight, so I just made a photocopy of it. I may end up putting it in a digital here shortly, but I don't have it in one at the moment. So that's all I'm going to do to that. And of course it will get gessoed and all of that probably at some point. But for now, we just need to get it glued onto our bag. So how is everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. I am doing well, other than it's just hot, hot, hot here. I think everybody, well, maybe not everybody, but lots of people are going through the hot thing. In the States anyway. And Carol, my friend Carol Laws, was saying they're having the same thing over in the UK, lots of heat, which for them is not very normal. It's always hot here in August. That's not abnormal, or July, August. That's not abnormal at all for us. Although last night we had a big thunderstorm. I mean, a lot of water. I was like, whoa. We do get thunderstorms quite frequently in the summer, but a lot of times there isn't even any rain. Rain is better because we get fires a lot of times when there isn't rain, but still it was just shocking how much rain we got. Our gutters were just overflowing. I had a little short video on Instagram if you want to check it out, just to show you guys, because that's not real super normal to get that much rain all at once like that here. I mean, it does happen, like especially in November and stuff like that. It's just July is not usually the month for it. So it's kind of weird. But I would prefer getting the rain with the thunder and lightning, because it's such a hazard for fires when it starts doing that with no water with it. All right, so we're going to play some more with this corrugated cardboard because that was too fun for words. So I'm going to take a piece of just, it's roughly, you know, the size of this. We're going to make it a pocket, but I want to flatten it out like we did with those. If you didn't see, we made these little pockets, and they get super thin when you squish down all the corrugation, but it still gives you that texture and that look. So I love that. I love the way it ends up feeling. So that's going to be my new favorite thing, I think. I love how you can get it very textury. If you go just one direction, you're going to get more of a similar look. But then if you go like an opposite direction, yeah, it's very cool how you can get it all looking grungy or uniform, just depending on what you want. I, of course, in this calendar journal, I'm going very grungy. But it's so fun to play with. And it changes the corrugated cardboard entirely, the feel of it and everything. So it's very cool. I might have to pause and turn my fan on. It's just getting sweltering in here already this morning. And that is not fun to work in. So my best friend from life, we've known each other since we were 6, is in town, and so we've been having fun. We hung out yesterday all day and chit-chatted because, you know, like, we don't see each other a lot at all. But oh my gosh, we just fall right back into chit-chatting and all that. So it's super fun. We're going to go to dinner with her and her boyfriend tonight. My son's going to come, and we're going to where my daughter works so that she would be able to see my friend. Because she's kind of like an aunt to my kids. In fact, they call her Aunt Shell, so. But yeah, it'll be fun to hang out some more. They're not staying with us because her boyfriend's mom lives in Boise, so hop, skip, and a jump. So this is just gesso. If you've seen my videos, I'm hooked on gesso right now, and I have this lumpy, bumpy, crusty old gesso, and it makes for a very cool grungy journal, that's for sure. So I just want a little bit on there, and then I'm also going to dab some. Where did a needle come from? That is scary. Where's my little tray? Don't know. Anyway. Yeah, if you just dab the gesso onto, especially if it's lumpy, bumpy, crusty like mine is, it makes for a neat effect. You can also get, like, because I've had some people say their gesso is too thin. Well, mine is just, I don't know what happened to it. It's not even that old. But anyway, it's drying out, obviously, is what's happening. But you can get also a thicker, if you don't get the liquid kind. This is a liquid version, usually in these bottles. But you can also get a bit thicker gesso that's in a tub. And I think that might work better for, you know, if you want to do the dabbing and all that kind of thing. So that is something to think about. We're going to let that hopefully dry a bit. We're going to add, we need a witch because it's called the Witch's Flight right there. So I'm going to add one of my die cuts from my Etsy shop. And this is a moon. That'll help because I clearly did not have this centered because it's huge. Sheet music, you know. So we're just going to put that moon up there. I need to say hugs and blessings. Hugs and blessings to Chris, Tara, Jolynn, and Sonia. Thank you guys so much for watching my channel and commenting. I appreciate that so much. Any activity on the channel helps the channel, not just mine, but any creators that you watch. If you like, if you subscribe, comment, anything helps that channel get pushed out into the YouTube algorithm so that hopefully more people will see it and that channel can grow. So I appreciate any activity you guys do on my channel. Even if you think what I make is ridiculous, you can tell me that too. It'll still help my channel. It makes me a little sad, but you know, it helps the channel. Just put our little witchy poo there. And I tried some different things. I was going to put something under her, you know, like a little more like a collage, but I'm like, I just like the music. So that's all I'm putting on there. I might add a few. I have my little Sharpie pen. Just do like some circles. You could stamp though, or not at all. Whatever you want. You can see my circles are not perfect. Just adds a little something extra over there. And let's do a stamp on there as well. A little piece of crazy plastic. Okay. This needs to dry more, but I think I can probably put some things on top of it. It's not going to be that big of a deal. So I have this scrap of paper, and I like this over here. This is actually from my embroidered kit, of all things. But I just like that design. I think that'll look kind of cool. I'm going to rip this. And I'm not going to attach this bag yet in that book because I don't know exactly if I want it on that page. But I just wanted it made, and it was a perfect prompt. So like this or like this. I think I'll go like this. Yeah, I'm really boring lately. I just don't have any good stories or anything. Just been mostly working, trying to get ready for our trips and friends and, you know, the whatever going on this summer. I'll do it a little cattywampus. One thing good when you squish down the corrugation like that, oopsie, stuff sticks to it better than obviously it does when you have the ridges. I got a little gesso, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that. I have this textural paper. I don't want to cover up the whole thing. Oh my goodness. Got it all over me now. This is just like, you know, that mulberry handmade type paper. Maybe I'll just go like that. And I have this leaf that I did last year sometime near fall. It's just on paper bag. It's stamped. And then I burnt the holes in it with a stick of incense, which I don't really recommend. You can sort of do the same thing if you use one, like different size hole punches, and then ink a darker color around in there. And I kind of feel like that works better, just because I don't like to tell people, in your craft room, you should light a fire, right? Because that's not a good idea if you got lots of paper around and stuff. But like, I'll do it sometimes at my kitchen sink or something like that, where I have water and I don't have flammable things nearby, because I cannot be trusted with that. But anyway, they turn out pretty cool. But I happen to have that stamp, so it was a Stampin' Up stamp that I had, and I have no idea if those are available. They're sort of that skeleton leaf, you know, leaf skeleton, whatever. So I don't know if you can get anything like that still or not. But you may be able to find something like that somewhere else. So that is always possible. I'm going to put glue stick on this because I don't want to see the lines of glue. Maybe that's what I'm going to do. It's very porous, so it sticks to the paper because the glue goes right through it. But it looks cool and definitely gives you some texture, which is fun. A little piece of number paper. One of you was asking me about this. This is just one of those fun things. I did have someone send me one of these, and thank you, thank you, thank you. They're little calculator books that I think they used in farming and things like that, because they're like the size like my grandfather used to carry. Oh, I actually have one right here. Things like this, Rope's new calculator, but in your pocket. You can just shove it in a pocket, and it has, you know, cattle, hogs, sheep, produce, cotton, iron, lumber. You know, it's for calculation, and I don't totally know how it works, but it gives you the weight, and then, you know, how much you would need, how much it's going to cost, that whole kind of thing. So that's what they are, but it's a matter of finding one, and I don't have any major suggestions because I happened to just stumble on one in an antique store once, and then, like I said, someone gifted me one. So like, I don't have any suggestions for how to find them because I don't know. It's basically luck, pretty much, I think, is what it comes down to. I'm gonna use a piece of this music fabric and cut it a little weird so that it looks not perfect. Actually gonna ink it a little bit, but yeah, that's what they are. So I did put one in my Dark Fae digital download. I put a page of that number, turn it this way, page in there. So it's not perfect because I scanned it, and scanning that stuff is not always the easiest thing. Like, it doesn't ever come out perfect, but it's pretty good. Like, it's definitely usable, but it's not as good as, you know, the original ones. So that's in my Dark Fae digital download, if you can't find anything else. I think I did this side as the side that's meant to be used. It's all gessoed and it's book page and stuff, but I like the other side better for this anyway. I don't really remember how I did these. It looks like I just gessoed book page and stamped it and burnt holes in it and all that. They do turn out pretty cool though. I have this from Tim Holtz that says who, which, and that. So I thought that might be kind of fun on there. That's going to be our little pocket. And then we'll put a little more ink. I might actually do a little bit of this. I'm just going to have a mess. Like what's new. I went through all my fabric. Well, I only have two fabric tubs. And oh my gosh. It was such a mess because I just go digging looking for stuff. And I just had a mess. And so I folded everything again and stacked it all and did all that and threw stuff away that was just pointless. And I still have other stuff I got to work on, getting organized again in here. Seems to be a never-ending thing, honestly. You all know if you do this with any regularity. Oh, I can't read that very good. But anyway, so that makes me feel better to have that in much better shape. especially when I get those wild hairs where I just have an idea and I want it, I've got to get it executed, you know, I want it done. And, oh my gosh, I just make the biggest mess when I get like that. And I don't put anything back and just go tearing through stuff. 'Cause that's how my brain works. Okay, so I think that's good for that. I may want to put just a spritz on this, and we don't have to worry about her face because she is all, you know, the black paper, so that works pretty good. I will probably gesso that, but I'm not going to do it right now. Oh, I did it. Oh no, I didn't do it. I thought I did it upside down. I mean, it wouldn't have been awful. There's this random little piece of fabric, but I kind of like the look of that, but I feel like I need a bigger piece of it. Over there. Oh, you know what I think I'm going to do before I glue that down? I'm going to stitch around it first. I think. Okay, so since I'm getting gesso out, I will just go around that. So that will get, at any rate, glued on 3 sides and glued down to the bag, but I'm going to stitch around it first. Because I think that'll look better. Okay, I don't want to cover everything. That's the biggest thing, is learning when to stop with it. This will get all inked again and stuff. I don't have to really worry about the bottom a lot because it is not even going to get seen with the pocket on there. I know, I just messed up all my little spritzes, but that's okay. So that will be like that. And that is what I have for music. And you can almost just hear the witchy poo flying with her music. All right, that's going to dry. And then we'll work on a tag that'll go in that pocket. And RIP is our prompt. So again, I decided to use the corrugated cardboard because I just do that. And I saw these tags on, I think it was Pinterest. It was either Pinterest or Instagram. I don't know. But it was one of those, you know, flipping around. Sometimes I pay attention and take a picture of it, or I, you know, put it where I'll find it. And then other times I am just, I do it a lot at night. And so there's some nights when I'm on top of things and some nights I am not. So then I go back and try to find it and can't find it again. If it is someone you know, let me know and I'll be happy to put it in the description box. Or if I find it, I will. The original post. I'm gonna rumple and crumple it a bit. So I'll just keep working on this. And so for rip, I am using fabric because what's better to rip than fabric? I love that. I mean, this is something I don't feel like is super earth-shaking, so I don't feel totally awful, but it's just really cool how they did it. And it's just bits and pieces. I know I just cut instead of ripped, but I know I wasn't going to be able to rip that. Sorry if you hear the garbage truck clunking and bumping out there. But you just put strips all over and stack them up, kind of. I think I'm going to have to use a glue stick. I need a new one, though, to do this. Just to tack them down, and then I will stitch on those so that they stay. And you might want to choose, like I've kind of chosen fabrics that might look a little fall-ish, so that because I'm putting it in that pocket that we just made. I don't want everything all perfect. I want it to look janky. So I'm basically just putting the glue stick on to tack it down. That's not what's going to hold it forever. And you don't have to be precise, and you can use any scraps you want. Any colors, like if you want to do more shabby chic, you could definitely do that. And I might even take some of the threads and just kind of lay them down when I've got a good amount like that. And then stick this down. I don't know that I'll put any reds. I thought I might, but I don't think I'm gonna. I might take a bigger piece of the Starry Night look here. And you can overlap, you can squish, you can do whatever you want, because it's just ripping fabric and put it on. I like this because it's got all the threads still in it. So I think that is super fun. So the junkier bits you got, probably the better, honestly, I think. But again, if that's not your thing, then you can do it much more precise and, you know, however you like it. I'm not the fabric police. As I always say, you do you. Oh, I even have music. Well, let's do a piece of this first. I don't know where I got this. It's like dictionary or something. Some kind of book fabric. Piece Tim Holtz something or other. I just like it because it has a word on it, even though it's not all there. I'm actually going to put this up here. So you want some layers too. I am going to add this. It does have a little red in it, but it's not like so red. It's sort of like making a collage masterboard page. You know, like you get a lot of it down or whatever, and then you're like, ooh, I want a little something right here, like a stamp or whatever. It's kind of like that, I feel like. So just add an extra little whatever at that point. Let's do music. Take some of these and hang them out. Sorry, Mitzi, I'm probably making you want to scream, huh, friend? She does not like strings. Strings don't really bother me. But there's so many other things that do, so I understand her entirely. I have no room to give anybody a hard time. I can't even touch Fabri-Tac or microfiber, anything. So a lot of you said the same thing about microfiber. It's a no for me. Thanks. I'll pass. Yeah, I can feel like somebody else said the same thing too. I can feel like my hands are nice and smooth and lotion on and everything, and I touch microfiber. I swear that stuff sticks to your skin, and I'm like, nope. I'm out. I'm out. Thank you. I don't care how good it works. Can't do it. I don't even know. This is a piece of Tim Holtz something. Don't know what, but we're going to stick it on here. I just like how kind of junky these are, like with little randomness everywhere. I think that's super fun. I like this little polka dotty sort of piece here. Especially if you just have a bin, which I do have a whole bunch, but I wanted this specific colors, but just this itty bitty junk that we end up saving because we do use it. So you can just, you know, put a little bit here and there, wherever. I'm going to cover up the stars entirely. My stomach is growling. It's like, I would like food, please. Okay, I'm gonna stitch that and stitch our other piece together and all that. This one, I'll stitch around it once I get it dry. And then I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So I have stitched around my pocket and just a little bit there just to make sure that fabric stays. And I'm gonna glue it onto my bag that will become another pocket. I want to thank you guys for all your kind wishes for my daughter getting a graphic design job. So sweet of you. You can see I stitched that tag as well. So this one was music, and of course, like I mentioned, interpret it however you want. You could do song lyrics. You could do like an image of people dancing, whatever, however you want to interpret it. Oh, that's got to dry some more. But anyways, there's a little witchy on her flight. And the the fall autumn leaf there. This one is rip, so we ripped a bunch of fabric, glued it down, stitched it, and on the back, because there were stitches, you know, where I ran stitches across here, I put a piece of cardstock, which I'm sure you can see with the lip there, and I gessoed it. I haven't inked it yet, but I will ink it, and it'll go inside of that pocket and into the calendar journal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this 50 stack challenge. I certainly did, and we'll be doing another one. I know I had a few people, I heard Nancy say too that she wasn't sure, but yeah, I am going to do another one. It just won't be until September, just because we've got too many things going on, and to be honest, I just don't even know yet what exactly I'm going to do for that, but we will start it up again. So have fun with music and rip, and I will see you again soon. Love ya. Bye.